Welcome back everyone. You're watching the training week from November 4th, where the weekly focus was getting used to that speed bar over the hard mats, and as you'll soon find, it was just to survive. Nevertheless, we did have some good weekly highlights. Another Gatson, starting some basic tumbling on the tumble track, so the ankle is getting a little bit better, and the pad touch for a full twisting Gaylord, which you're going to see pretty shortly. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Misha and I love gymnastics, though what you're going to find in these next couple of training weeks is that gymnastics does not always love me back. It's been a rough couple of weeks, and you're going to see some of that roughness in this video. But pretty much it all started when I think I cut myself cooking. It was either Monday or Tuesday, so you won't see me doing any underbar and P-bar for a while. I was still able to do high bar because the cut was in a place that the guard kind of protected that part of my finger, but it was quite a gnarly cut, so I couldn't do any underbar. Then when I was doing a little bit of tramp, I started just getting extremely lost. And in retrospect, I think I know why, because it's just been so long since I've done any tumbling or trampoline after this ankle injury. I remember I tried a front 1.5 just off the tramp, and in my head I was like, whoa, is this 2 twists? Is this 2.5 twists? I got completely lost. Had to take out the mats into the pit and took a few turns to get my 1.5 twist back. Just a forward 1.5 twist. Then I started getting disorientated in front giants. It wasn't too bad at the start of the week, but in the second half of the week, which may be why I peeled off. You're gonna see me peel off on a Kudanov attempt. But I started getting quite a bit of disorientation just in general from this week. And there's a lot going on for me outside of the gym right now, so don't have the most energy in these next few weeks, you'll see, but as you can tell by that stoop. But we're doing our best to keep things going, to keep moving forwards regardless. In other news, I am heading to Sydney for the Building for Tomorrow gymnastics clinic. I'm leaving on Thursday, and the clinic is going to happen over the weekend. So I'm really excited to meeting people there and sharing my knowledge, sharing my story, as well as seeing what the other lectures have to offer. I know, for instance, there's going to be a lecture on Adlers / stoops or Takamotos, all different words for the same skill, but I'm really excited to see what I can learn in that lecture, because as you know, I've been struggling with these stoops for a very long time. Yeah, so there's the first Gatson after Singapore, second one post-op. And speaking of post-op, if you are a patron, go ahead and check out the first Court Coleman. I just posted that to the Patreon before, so you get to enjoy the whole clip over on the Patreon. I think it's about time I started twisting those again, and I think soon the ankle, maybe in the next week or so, my ankle might be ready for some crash mats over the hard P-bar, to start doing those open double backs over the hard P-bar. But you know, I thought I'd give myself a few weeks just to get back into things before setting any formal goals or anything like that, just to evaluate, you know, where my body's at, and then go from there. Yeah, so some of those short takeoffs, they still jam the ankle. You know when you get a really short takeoff, your ankle jams. It kind of feels like that, but even on the tumble track. So I still have a long way to go with the rehab, and I'm making sure to stay on top of all the calf raises, all the ankle bungees. So I know it's gonna heal. Just a matter of time. One of the things that I'll be presenting at the Building for Tomorrow clinic is Gaylords. But as you can tell, I'm not too good at Gaylords. That one was fingertip. I decided to try a tuck after it. But yeah, with these Gaylords being upgraded in the next cycle, I think even more athletes are going to be trying to learn them. Oh man, that gave me a surprise. Didn't realize that was the turn. Talk about getting a fright. So I took a breather and just did some taps to make sure everything was okay. and it's gonna take a few weeks just to get that, you know, off your mind, because especially over hard, inevitably you go on the next turn and that slip is always going to be in the back of your mind for quite some time. So I haven't done myself any favors, and I've made that Gaylord training just a little bit scarier with that little accident. But you know, it's been a week or two since then, and I am back on it. It's a good reminder sometimes that you're not invincible, and you know, you don't want to just go up absent-mindedly. You have to know that you're doing something dangerous, and gymnastics by all means is a dangerous sport. So that accident was a good wake-up call, you know, to stay in it, especially when you're tired. And I have had a really busy lifestyle outside of the gym these days, so my energy isn't as high as it could be in the gym. But you know, we're just doing our best to survive. Like I said, we are doing the best to survive and keep moving forward, and we still are no good on pommel horse. That zone, you know, I've seen kids learn that in like 3 to 5 tries on pommel horse, but let's be realistic, it's going to take me 3 to 5 months, if not years, if I'm ever going to learn that skill. It is a nice D circle part, so if you're going to get full requirements for the circle, it's going to have to be either that zone or a spindle or a flop. Otherwise you get your partial 0.3 for an A or B or C. Now there, if you look at my head there, you'll see I got completely lost in that double back, and I decided just to go for the triple straight away. And what I was happy with today was, you know, the knees in this one. If you look at the knees in this next one in the tap, they were much nicer, and I wasn't as cowboyed as I usually am on a triple back. Still pinches the shoulder though, still pinches those back giants, so I can't giant too hard. Probably going at about 50 or 60% for that triple. So this was the first day back to Gaylord, so we made sure we got a mat slide. I was definitely nervous, and still I remember I was disorientated. It's like you don't know whether you're upside down or you're horizontal during the giant. It's quite a scary place to be, so you got to take the safety measures. So I hope it won't last too long, but you know, I do go through these periods where, you know, like I'll get the twisties or something, and for a week or so training will just be hectic. But it's happened so many times now that I know you just got to get through it, you know, make wise decisions and do what you can until you start feeling better again. And shout out to Will, he was sick that day, so he did me a mat slide, and I said, Will, should I try and catch one? And he said, how about let's just like have a good look at the bar, keep the leg form. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. And it was a really good turn because I got to focus just on the visual without worrying about catching, and I got exactly what I wanted. I was really happy after that turn. I saw the bar the entire way down, and it gave me confidence that, you know what, maybe next week I'm gonna go for the catch. And so I did. So you'll see that in the next training week. Otherwise, it's on the Patreon, like I said, if you are a patron. Now, one thing with these Gatsons, I'm gonna start doing more repetitions of Healy from one bar to learn how to catch it consistently, because of course I've said before, I'd like to be able to do the Gatson out of it. So you'll see me increasing my reps there. Otherwise, finished with a little bit of ring strength. Managed to get a Nazarian with a light green bungee, so it's getting stronger. Who knows, you know, maybe I might actually get this lock arm Nazarian. Thanks for watching, all the best, till next time.